Whoa! Whoa!
Oops, feedback. I need to fix this.
For me. Up.
Now I need to fix this. Why do you have to make such a mess, you Wesco Abbott? Huh?
A boost.
How
Oops.
is that an abuse? She's digging. I actually got a deeper box for her to dig in.
I should be able to. Yep. Up. And wings.
Alright. I think we're set. Let me just pop this up. And we can start our thing.
Ah. Got you, bro.
We need something.
even more. I want to just go after this one in the meantime. And head back to the village. One Baba Hara, and then we'll have the 2 or the 3 additional Kumas.
Top lane. Nothing ever matters.
Of course, plenty mattered in top lane.
Like, all tapped, moving down on my phone, being chilling. On my opponent's freezing the lane, like nobody's business. Or something.
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
Hey, look at that, it's still here by the time I come back. Who cares what I'm doing?
Where the hell's Bruce?
Dead.
Don't tell Niji that. What's this?
Bruce has been murdered,
Impossible.
and you were the one who did it.
That is impossible.
What's the group?
No, it's very possible.
He's not allowed to be murdered without my consent.
Rest in peace, Talon. Talon just got champion gapped.
Oh my. Why doesn't this battery last longer?
I don't think that trade worked out for you, Kevin.
Eh, it doesn't matter. What's gonna do dive me?
How based would it be if he actually just dove you right then?
You can move it. It's a turret. Have ult. It doesn't realize what
This
This is a panic.
That was so dumb.
Son of a bitch! I fell off. Oh, there's Bruce.
I'm pretty sure she's so mad now.
The worst part is she was so confused there that she didn't,
So what do you do against this?
I missed my like that.
That's crazy.
But now it's on.
But what if he just recall? Oh no, he's just pushing another wave. Okay, well I guess he's just dead.
That was not good.
Nope, tell him wants to double kill. I think that's double kill anymore, my guy.
It's nothing.
Yeah, that was definitely nothing. That's such a weird play. You're keeping the jungle up there.
Oh, not the recall, buddy. We'll be here forever and ever.
We'll be here together forever and ever and ever and ever and okay. Anyway.
Oh, that rejection.
I mean, he has ghosts. There's literally no way out.
These batteries. Aren't these batteries better?
Oh, the other Valahara spawns. Which means my elephant should be spawning soon. We wait for it to show up on the map.
It'll work.
I saw that
It's
EQ
not
fell.
big. One
Evidently.
day.
It's Neos just left.
Oops. Let's do this for Nietzsche.
What just happened?
A ballsy play.
No, 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 no!
A really ballsy play.
You mean this? Nope, it's on the map. Okay.
I am struggling.
Alright. Begin field survey. Accepting the part. And we go.
One day this will land. Maybe not today, but one day.
One day. Alright. We begin my hunt. Let's go ahead and get that on. Doshaguma. Alright. And we run. We jump and ow.
That is the most
We sneak
happiest llama I've ever seen. I shit you not.
Realized I was not at full HP for this. Do I have... I do. Cool. 1, 2...
Man, I match.
And now I can go ahead, leave, and follow the main one. I'm looking for.
Hey, Niji. If you have a depleted battery, like one of those car-sized batteries, you could get rid of it by just dumping it into the sea, right? Just
You're
want to
gonna litter into the sea? Is that what you're saying?
not litter, dump. I think there's a difference.
That's littering.
This is where you Google, if you dump something into the sea, is it littering?
Even if it was,
I feel like the
I'm using
intention
my.
of dumping is generally littering because it implies, without consent.
Okay, you know what? Fine. Yes, littering in the sea. But I mean, nobody's gonna really care. I mean,
Okay,
to my
I'm
understanding,
sorry.
it's an apocalypse. You know what? I'm actually gonna find out. First, we'll answer your question. Okay, it's a form of littering.
No kidding.
Now, is it okay to dump used car batteries into the sea?
Fair? You guys saw that, right?
Yeah. You missed your EQ.
Clearly.
Well, not even
He
the
has been missing his EQ.
not even the AI wanted to answer that.
Because if it's illegal, the AI is not allowed to answer it.
I
The
just
real
saw.
secret is here, like, October. With a simple R cancel on his jump.
All I got was some hippie thing that says nowhere on Earth is it legal to throw car batteries into any into any water bodies.
No, you don't get to run.
Return the elements to the rightful plane.
That's not what you get to do, my guy. Ah, fucker.
After all, the water won't get heavy metals without us.
So where are you planning on going, Gishikima? So now you're going up. Okay, so you're up here now. So now what? Have we done anything? Do I have crane? I do not have crane to work with, so.
Alright, so dumping used car batteries into the ocean is prohibited by the EPA. It's illegal to dump garbage with toxic substances or properties in the ocean. And many states, I don't know if Texas, too, prohibit dumping used car batteries in a body of water or a landfill.
I'm pretty sure Texas has a law against that, knowing Texas.
Yeah.
But the question is, what if there's no EPA? I asked, will it be okay if I just throw a car battery into the ocean like I just did right now?
Yeah, Texas prohibits dumping used car batteries in the ocean, landfills, or any land area. Car batteries are classified as hazardous waste. So, well, even if there's no EPA, you're in Texas. So,
I don't think I'm in
Cook.
Texas.
Citizens
I
of the
don't think
United
I'm in
States,
Texas here.
therefore-
oh, true. That's okay. There's probably an EPA somewhere in that game.
Oh, look, an island. I'm pretty sure there's no EPA on that island.
Doesn't have to be on the island.
Quit trying to headbutt me, bro.
Either way, I need scrap. I'm pretty sure somebody dumped a shit ton of scrap on that island.
Also, when I give myself 13 minutes, sure, let's go with that. Do I have to end to win the game?
Okay, I am sorry. Back up. Thank you. And we are back. No.
Dang. Kind of crazy how the difference between negligent violations versus knowing violations.
Oh, you mean between negligent and knowingly?
Knowing. Yeah, knowing.
There's intentional, knowingly, reckless, and wait a minute. No, no,
B
no.
is-
Intentional, knowingly, reckless, and negligence. That's what it was.
Because, for example, if we didn't have this conversation, you would only be fined $50,000, depending on, or like $50,000, maybe up to a year in prison or something. But now that we had this conversation, it's up to 5 years.
Oh, because they knowingly threw batteries into the water.
No, because we had this conversation about it, and now everyone in this call knows because we had this conversation. If we didn't have this conversation, no one in this call would know for sure.
But what are we
and
still?
it would still be negligent
What are we still on the subject on? Are we dumping
on
batteries?
the dumping car batteries. In the
Okay,
ocean.
it's just I threw a car battery into the ocean already. I already know I intentionally did it, and I knowingly did it. My only question was if that was actually my only question was if that was wrong. It wasn't a question of
Yes.
was it illegal or not.
It's wrong.
Morally wrong. It's ethically
Wrong.
wrong.
Yeah.
You're illegal.
What?
Wait, it's
Yeah, you're
ethically
illegal.
it's ethically
Oh,
wrong.
That's not good. That's not good. That's not good.
You know what,
Stormy, I have a question.
That's another question.
I have a question.
What's your
Stormy.
question?
Let's say that you negligently dumped a car battery into the ocean, okay? And then we had this conversation like a minute after. Do you have to go back and retrieve it because you know about the violation now?
I'm gonna give you.
Or are you still under negligent violations because you didn't know about it when you did it? But now that you know about it,
Well,
will you get hit with the knowing violations if you don't retrieve it?
Well, you're saying negligently. Negligently, that kind of means that you did something that caused the battery to fall into the ocean. Or
No. I meant like negligent, like I didn't know that I couldn't do it.
no, that would still be intentional. Like even if you don't know the
Oh
law.
no, I'm not talking about intentional. I'm talking about negligent versus knowing.
It's just you're
Is
telling me.
negligent?
Hold on. I'm trying to understand the situation though. You're telling me. So the example is you take the car battery and you drop it in the ocean, right?
Yes.
That's intent already.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about intent. I'm talking about negligence.
Negligence would be more like something you did, like say on the boat or something, caused the battery to fall. You probably saw it and like, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Or the battery fell and you didn't even know it. You probably noticed it maybe hours later. My answer was going to be, it depends. Like, if the battery just fell in and you're just like, oop, I better go get that battery. Or, like you said, oops, the battery fell into the water, and then you go to the books and then look it up. Is it illegal to negligently drop the battery? Oh, yes, it is illegal. I better go back and go get it. However,
Okay,
also...
let me change the question then, sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
If you drop a car battery in the ocean,
Uh-huh.
and you didn't know that you were violating anything, and then a minute later, you knew that you committed violations because you dropped that car battery and you had to talk with someone, do you have to go out and retrieve it? Or is it under the assumption that you did the violation not knowing? Or will you get hit with the higher criminal fines or whatever?
So, you're asking if you accidentally dropped the battery? Is that what the question is?
No. Not accident, because you did it purposefully, right?
Well, if you did...
I'm saying that if you did something purposefully, not knowing that you violated anything, and then a minute later you were educated on it,
You're in
do you have to go retrieve it? Or will you be hit with the knowing violations versus the I didn't know, the ignorant violations?
Well, you would actually be hit with the intentional violation. If you didn't know the law, that's not exactly an excuse. Now, if you found out about the law, you go back out there and then you go get the battery, that could alleviate some of the possible liability because you made an effort to try and correct yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I'm asking you, because there's a difference between intentional and unknowing violations, right?
And that's why I was trying to clarify, like, if you knew that you dropped the battery in the ocean. Because if you pick up the battery, like, let's say that you're ignorant of the law. You pick up the battery and you drop it into the ocean. Your intent was to get rid of it. There was your intention because you intentionally dropped the battery into the ocean.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm asking here, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking you, will you have to retrieve it and get hit with? And okay, do you have to retrieve it after, like, getting educated on it, or will you just get hit with the intentional violations?
You'll get hit with the intentional violation either way.
Yeah.
But
so it won't get upgraded to knowing now that you knew about it, but you didn't go retrieve it.
Well, intention is this is the thing. Intention is the highest culpability. Right below that is knowingly. So depending on how the law is written, if it says intentionally or knowingly, that means either or you're getting hit.
Okay, let's change the scenario a little bit.
Uh-huh.
If we're in a world where knowing was more than intentional.
Knowing was more than intentional? Then comes the question, how would you knowingly drop the battery without intentionally dropping it? I guess you could say that...
No.
Fell out of your car.
It started with intentional, and then you were educated on it, and then will it upgrade to knowing? Or would it stay intentional? Even though, like, a minute later you knew about it, but you didn't go retrieve it.
That's gonna depend on how the law is written. It's just
okay.
It's just kind of
All
weird.
Depends.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird how you would have a law that would say knowingly but not intentionally, like having knowingly ahead of intentionally.
Well, we're in a world where that's happening, right?
Yeah, and
we're in Raft.
And I'm trying to think of like a scenario where you could do it knowingly but not intentionally, and my guess is maybe
No,
kick the
you
battery.
You can do it intentionally but not knowingly. That's what I'm saying. It's not you can do it knowingly and not intentionally. You can do it intentionally and not knowingly.
So how would you intentionally drop a battery in the ocean without knowing that you're dropping the battery in the ocean. I guess maybe if you're drunk.
No. You're intentionally dropping the battery in the ocean without knowing that it's a violation
Oh,
of
no,
any
no,
of the
no.
laws or something.
Yeah, no. Knowing about the law, that's not how knowingly works. Knowingly is like you know that you're committing the violation. Like, it doesn't matter if you know the law or not. You know that you're dropping the battery.
Yeah,
in
but you
there.
don't know that you're committing a violation or not.
Oh, that's
you
no
know it's violation.
excuse. At least in Texas, that's not exactly an excuse. Really? I don't
Yeah,
think-
but a knowing violation is when someone is aware that their conduct is like not like against the law or something.
I guess
right?
that would also depend on the state too.
Yeah. Right, because is that not what the definition of a knowing violation is? When you know that you're aware of your conduct being against the law. But if you do something and you don't know it's against the law, then you don't know about it, right?
Here, it was a matter of knowing what you're doing, not exactly knowing what the law is. Because here, exactly, ignorance of the law is
How would
not,
you not? Okay, give me an example of not knowing what you're doing.
not knowing, like when it comes to conduct or when it comes to the law.
Law.
The law, like driving a certain way. You're driving at 90 miles per hour, and you did not know that the speed limit was 75.
But isn't that the same thing as not knowing that you're doing something against the law?
No, because
That's
you
the
know,
same thing as my circumstance, right?
because you know that you're driving there, or that you're driving at that speed, but you don't know what the speed
Yeah.
limit is.
You know, isn't that the same thing as not knowing what the law is?
Not necessarily. It's more your conscious state rather than.
Okay. So, what is the difference of driving above the speed limit, breaking that law, but not knowing that you're driving above the speed limit, versus not knowing that you're breaking an environmental violation?
An environmental violation.
What is the difference? Because
Well, if you're
either
not-
way, you don't know, right?
Well, if you don't know that you're causing an environmental thing, then you're not knowing. Therefore, you can't exactly be pegged with anything of an environmental thing. Now, I don't want to. I was just using that as an example. I don't want to.
Wait. Did you just say that if you break an environmental law, you can't be pegged with the punishments because you don't know?
Oh, I'm not saying that you
Is that
can't
what
be.
you're saying?
I'm not saying that you can't be pegged with a punishment. I'm just saying that you're not going to be facing a knowing part of that law, depending on what it is.
Isn't that what you just said earlier? What?
It's because you brought environmental into the whole speeding thing. If there's an environmental law that you're violating, but you don't know about it, then no, you're not committing a violation of the knowing portion of that law.
Wait, hold on a second. This entire premise was on environmental because there is no other law besides environmental where dumping car batteries in the ocean is a serious offense.
Which
Right? This is only EPA,
only
which is
EPA.
environmental.
Okay, so that's going to be in the federal statute. It's going to depend on which one it is. And it depends on what the courts look at it, or how the courts look at it. Here in Texas, at least, just Texas, not the federal level, knowing is the culpable state. The word knowing is the culpable state of your mind. So that means, like, if you're in your conscious self, and you're doing the act, not knowing the law or anything, just the act. That's here in Texas. Federally, as far as the EPA goes, that depends on how the courts see it. To my understanding, it doesn't matter if you know or it doesn't matter if you're ignorant of the law or not. It'll still be a violation. As far as any clause that has the knowingly portion of that, at least here in Texas, it's the culpable state of your mind. Does that make sense, or is that still confusing?
Well, no, it makes sense. I get it in the. I understood it entirely. It's just we were talking about environmental from the very beginning, so I was
Oh,
just.
no,
That's why I
yeah.
was getting confused with the whole thing because you.
I was just
I thought we
giving,
were talking about environmental.
yeah, and I was just giving an example of the knowingly portion here in Texas. Now, if we stick to traffic violations, there is no culpability level on that because traffic violations is what's called strict liability. It's either you violate it or you don't. You're still getting a ticket. The only the only exception would be probably reckless driving, which requires a culpability state, and that's under the category of recklessness, which is below both knowingly and intentionally. Best one that comes to mind is like if you're driving 100 miles per hour. That's like, because the definition of reckless is that you either or you should know that it's dangerous. Like regardless of what your knowledge of the law is, you're doing something that you should know better to do. I don't know that if you're confused there, if that makes sense, but that's
No,
reckless.
I get it.
And then what Kevin likes pinning on me a lot, we could talk about that. It sounds like maybe both you and Kevin want to pin me with second-degree murder, which is
Are you a murderer now?
I mean, you try to make me a murderer. Second-degree murder is nicknamed depraved heart murder, which is pretty much reckless disregard for human life. And the best example.
100% do that.
What's that?
You 100% have to disregard for human life.
You see? What did I tell you, Niji? He's trying to pin
Yeah,
it
it
up.
was pretty. I think you discard all life,
What are you talking about?
especially marine life,
What
as we
the
can
hell
see
are
with
you-
your car batteries in the
What
ocean.
the hell are you talking about? I care about the marine life more than anybody. Now, I gotta empty this garbage can, so I need to throw these batteries out into the ocean. I'll do that some other time though, when the trash can gets full of dead batteries. Don't need them anymore. Always gonna miss them. Anyway, I was gonna.
Now
but-
it's intentional and knowing and all the above.
Guilty.
I was gonna say that the best example of depraved heart murder was you remember that case involving those kids that were throwing junk over the over a bridge, like over oncoming traffic. They were charged with attempted murder, unless
Sure.
I forgot if somebody died, but if somebody did die, then they were charged with murder. Because at that point, you either knew or should have known that somebody was going to die. What was I doing anyway? Oh yeah, I was finishing this place. I need more nails. plank do I need? Son of a bitch! I fell down to the ocean. You know, I just noticed. When we were having that conversation, I was killing Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea I was killing Bruce.
You still think you're an advocate for marine life?
Bruce was not marine life. He was marine criminal, and I brought him to justice. Yeah. He was.
That's not like justice.
It is perfectly justice because he was committing vandalism by biting people's boats.
So you're saying that he deserves to lose his life because he was vandalizing?
Yes, because like Nietzsche
So-
and I had this conversation earlier. I am now a society, and he violated a law that I just made right there and then.
So
Even-
you're just a corrupt. You're just a corrupt country.
Who said that I was corrupt? That was a
You're basically Hitler.
The problem is,
Hitler against sharks. I told him kindly to stop biting my boat, didn't I, Niji? You know what? Don't answer
you're
that.
on
Don't answer
his
that.
territory.
Don't answer that. No, I'm not in his territory. It's my territory. Remember, I formed a society.
If only it was that easy.
I mean, you found out that it only takes 2 people. So
Yeah. It only takes 2 people. Where's your second person?
the one that I rescued.
I don't think they agree with anything you're saying. You should have to show proof.
She did
Where's
say.
their signature?
She did say that I was a friendly face for once, or was it a good
Where's their
face?
signature?
What do I need her signature for?
Be in a society together.
So you're saying that we need
Right.
a.
So then this brings up 2 problems here. The first problem is if someone goes up to my house and starts wrecking my fence, just my fence, do I have the right to just outright murder them? Is it lawful for me to just outright murder them?
You know what?
And that it depends.
It actually, yeah, it does depend, but you might actually,
It does depend.
you might actually be in the right to do so.
And now the second question here.
Why
Is-
doesn't this thing work?
If it's, let's say that I have a fence, okay, on my fence extends to someone else's property because of what's it called, like plotting, a plotting mistake, whatever, right? So the fence slightly extends over my property, so it's in someone else's property, and that someone else is not happy about it. So they decide to take it up on their own, and they destroy the fence. And I kill them because they're destroying my fence that is on their property.
You're asking if you're in the right to do that?
Yeah,
Here in Texas, yes, you are, because they're destroying your property. I'm serious.
but it's on their land though.
They're destroying your property, though.
But it's on their land, so isn't it their property?
No,
You own the fence.
You said you own the fence. You told me that you own the fence. So
But it's
your-
on their property though.
even though it's on
You
their
own the fence,
property, you own the fence.
Texas sucks, dude.
And you want to know what's crazy, Nietzsche? We don't have the castle doctrine. We instead have we have the retreat rule, but at the same time, we have the stand your ground rule.
Texas is very weird. For some strange reason, yeah, they're just like cool with that.
I mean, there was some, even though I don't even though at this point I could care less about it, there was some asshat that was putting his junky cars and trailers and shit for sale on my dad's property. Well, it wasn't.
So the problem.
It wasn't.
Okay, you continue on. Actually.
Oh
continue.
yeah. Well, it wasn't technically my dad's property, but it was. It was actually on the city property. But it was kind of encroached, partially on his property. As much as I had an idea to just undo the brakes on them and just push them into the into the nearby river, that would still be illegal on our part. Instead, the city had to put a sticker on those things and give him at least 3 days to move them. It's just that guy did move them, and then a couple of days later, he would put them back. Then here goes the process all over again.
So the thing here is that Texas, you're right, has the no duty to retreat law, right? Or stand your ground, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That means if someone's in a place where they have a legal right to be, they're not required to retreat from attacker, right? Using force. But the problem is, you have no right to be in their property. So even though it is illegal for them to be destroying your property on their land, they're not attacking you on your land.
Well, no, you didn't mention anything about attacking you as a person, but they're still destroying your property.
Yeah, they're destroying your property.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's not part of the retreat law that you're talking about. You said that you're going to use the retreat law and you're going to kill him for destroying your property.
No. I never said I was going to use the retreat law. I'm just saying that that's how Texas was built. Like we did.
So what law or argument are you going to defend yourself with when you're killing someone on someone else's property, but your property is on their, or your fence is on their property and they're destroying it?
They're destroying.
What law can you use?
They're destroying your property. It's not a law that you're using.
Yeah, what law are you using though?
You're not using a law to defend yourself. You're using a justification, and that justification is that they're destroying your property. Like, a fence is kind of like not necessarily a good example, especially when it's gonna get hazy when they're technically on their own, but they're still destroying your fence, especially when it's a neighborhood dispute. Now, I was gonna say if you use a car for an example, but you're still destroying somebody else's property if that neighbor was attacking the car.
In Texas, you cannot shoot someone solely for damaging your property.
The way that depends also on the judges too, because
Texas law allows the use of force, including deadly force, to protect property under certain circumstances, you cannot shoot someone simply because they are damaging your belongings.
Some people still do that though.
Yeah, and they get arrested.
Here's another thing. You're gonna probably think that this is crazy, but if somebody was here in Texas, if somebody was in your house actually grabbing your things and putting them into a bag, you're also not supposed to shoot them because you're stopped by 2 words under that justification, and that's immediately necessary. Technically, if there's no immediate or necessary involved in that, you can't really shoot them. But the way the courts have ruled here in Texas, they allow for that. And another justification is still the destruction of property. Now, yes, if you make the argument, well, it was on his property and he couldn't exactly shoot the guy to begin with because he was on his own property, maybe. But at the same time, when you're talking about a person who's destroying your fence, a jury could look at that and say, "Oh, that guy was a madman." So yes,
say,
he had.
Kevin?
So yeah, he had every right to shoot that guy. Now another question is, will the police even arrest him? Oh, hello, Bruce. Where did you come from? And the answer is, maybe so, maybe not.
Okay. Let's see, is everything.
Another thing is also the exceptions. Because there's justifications and there's also the exceptions. The way Texas is kind of set up is kind of like, yeah, you could still shoot them if they're taking your property or they're damaging your property. At the same time, you're not supposed to shoot them if they're in your home taking your property. Which, yes, is really weird. I didn't even notice that Darky was here. Are you talking, Niji? Or are you just quiet?
I'm just searching stuff up.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, you can keep looking it up. It comes layers after layers, the way Texas is written. Texas has so many goddamn amendments, nobody knows them all.
Everything in Texas is literally just a legalistic gray spot.
Yeah, I'm still looking at it right now. Still looking up all the whatevers. And all of it's saying is that deadly force is only justifiable in Texas law, if you reasonably believe your life or someone else's life is in danger.
And that comes with the with those two words I was telling you about earlier, which was the immediately necessary.
Yeah.
And,
So what I'm looking at is that if your fence is on someone else's property and they're destroying it, they are committing an illegal act, criminal mischief, vandalism, destruction of property, stuff like that. But you're not allowed to kill them.
No, it's illegal. It's technically illegal to kill them, but if are you allowed to kill them? Most likely, the way Texas runs. Because like I said,
illegal to kill them, and you're not allowed to.
Well, as it's written, no, you're not allowed to. Now, are you allowed to when it comes down to it? Most likely, yes. The way the system here works. Because you could look at black letter law. If you go by the black letter law, no, you're technically not allowed to kill them.
Oh, this is bad.
Once you're in the system, or once the system is running, you could probably more than likely gonna walk, or you usually walk. I shouldn't say go ahead and start doing that because you're likely gonna walk, because you're gonna probably be in that one county that's gonna hit you. So in a way, yes, no, you're not. You're technically not supposed to, and not supposed to be allowed. But in many cases, it's justified.
Okay, the only times that I'm looking at where it'd be justified is Penal Code 9.41, which is may use non-deadly force to protect land if you lawfully possess the property or you believe force is immediately necessary to prevent trespass.
And there it is, immediately necessary.
to prevent trespass, but they're not trespassing because it's their land.
You're looking on trespassing.
Well, this is 9.41, right? You have to have these prerequisites in order for you to use non-deadly force. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one is 942, which is deadly force to protect property, and it's only justified if all three of these conditions are met. First condition is 941, which is the non-deadly force to protect land. Second condition is
Oh shit.
deadly force is immediately necessary to prevent arson, burglary, robbery, theft at night, criminal mischief at night, or to stop someone fleeing from committing after committing such a crime. And 3, you believe that the property cannot be protected or recovered by other means.
Mm-hmm. And what was it that you called the what was it
And
that
using non-deadly force would expose you. And using non-deadly force would expose you to substantial risk of death.
Now what was it that you mentioned earlier? What was the crime for destroying the fence? Did you remember that?
I don't think I ever mentioned that actually.
You did. You said it was criminal mischief, and that was one of the.
Yes, criminal mischief.
That
Yes,
was one of
you're
the
right,
ones that you listed.
Yes, but this is only the second prerequisite. You have to meet all the conditions, right? So the third condition is that using deadly force or using non-deadly force would expose you to substantial risks of death or serious injury, right? So
Third condition, right?
this is the third condition that you have to meet. Like all three of these conditions have to be met in order for you to use deadly force, right? So this third condition is probably the most damning condition, because if they're destroying your fence on their land and not being a threat to you at all, because you're on your property, they're on their property, they're just destroying your fence on their property. So they're not exposing you or anyone else to substantial risks of death or serious injury. So you're not allowed to use deadly force.
What was that? Now I'm gonna go back again. What was that first condition again? You said you. I heard you say.
First condition is
I heard you say the key words there.
you may use non-deadly force to protect land or tangible movable property if you lawfully possess the property, you reasonably believe the force is immediately necessary to prevent trespass or unlawful interference, or if someone unlawfully dispossessed you, you may use force in fresh pursuit to recover your property.
That's still non-deadly though.
This is non-deadly, yeah.
You're
Deadly
talking about
force,
deadly,
you
though.
have to have all three of those conditions, which is the 3 I listed earlier. The arson burglary condition, and then the third condition is where you're at risk of death if you use non-deadly force.
It's just still those 2 words immediately necessary were still part of that, right?
No, there is no immediately necessary in the third condition. Only in the second condition.
Yeah, but it was
Immediately necessary of the arson, burglary, robbery.
You again said that
Death at night.
you again said that you needed all 3 of them, right?
I needed all 3. Yes.
Yeah, and one of those was the key words immediately immediately necessary. God damn it! Now I'm losing my train of thought.
Yeah. So the second condition is the immediately necessary condition, right?
That immediately necessary. Nobody here has determined what that means.
I mean, yeah, but the third
That's-
condition, but that you have to meet regardless, does not have immediately necessary, anyways.
No, it does. It doesn't. But it's still part of the same clause because you need all 3 prongs for them to connect. And another thing I
Yes.
was going to ask is that justification an affirmative defense? Does it say that that's an affirmative defense?
No, I don't know what you mean by that.
No, I'm just asking if the language says that is an affirmative defense to prosecution.
I don't know what that means.
Well, I'll explain it.
No, how about-
I'm just asking if it's in the language, like if it's in the clause anywhere.
So the third clause that you have to meet, you reasonably believe using non-deadly force would expose you or someone else to substantial
Okay.
risk of death or serious injury.
Yeah, I know that you read that. My question is, does it usually before all three of those, does it say, quote unquote, it is an affirmative defense to prosecution anywhere?
No.
Because if it doesn't say that, that means that you actually don't have to argue that that kind of a defense. It can just be used by discretion. Now, it could be used by discretion by the police. It could be used by discretion by the judge. But if it's not an affirmative defense, that means that you don't have to argue that to the prosecution. Pretty much saying, "Hey, I met all three of these. I'm justified."
Let's see.
Now, even that doesn't mean that you're scot-free, because that's still a chance. It's still a chance that you have to take.
You're asking if it's an affirmative defense?
Affirmative
Is that what
defense,
you're
yeah.
asking?
Affirmative defense means that you could argue that to the prosecution in order to justify your actions.
Okay, here it is. Yes. Texas Penal Code 942, deadly force to protect property is treated as an affirmative defense.
So it's treated as an affirmative defense?
Yes.
Then that's probably what you're going to have to argue if you were being prosecuted.
You bear the burden of producing some evidence that supports the defense. Once you do, the state must disprove it beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
(942) is affirmative defense. If you shoot someone for property protection, you need to raise 942 in court, and then a jury will decide if the state disapproved it without reasonable doubt.
It's still
So-
a risk.
It seems like the bottom line here is that if the neighbor is destroying your fence, ergo, if the shark is destroying your boat that is on the shark's property, you cannot legally use deadly force in this scenario. You can use non-deadly force.
I already tried using non-deadly force. I tried.
And the thing about the shark is that when you're on the boat, when you're on your boat, when you're on your property, right? It may be destroying your property that is in the water because the water is their property. But when you're on your property, they are not using any deadly force or any force against you. They're just destroying your property.
You know what, Niji? Why are we doing all this Texas stuff? We should have just made this simple. Give me 1 second. You know what? I'm gonna use ChatGTP. So, here's the scenario.
What are the laws in Raft?
If you're, I mean, we could go as far as that. I was just gonna use the hypothetical. If you're marooned on a raft.
I think I have all the stuff I need for my boat.
If you're marooned on a raft in the middle of the ocean and you have a giant killer great white shark that is biting away at your raft, are you legally... You want to use legally, right?
I mean, it's your scenario.
Justified to use deadly force to... What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to protect my raft.
We got one minor detail.
Protect
Violence is never the answer.
my
Texas it is.
raft.
You breathe the wrong way and they'll literally pull out a gun and be ready to shoot.
That's true in Williamson County, sadly.
You live in Williamson County, I feel sorry for you.
Oh, I don't live in Williamson County, thank God.
I don't live in Williamson.
Though I am
Even
tempted.
Harris is better than that.
I am tempted to go over there, go to one of their bars and never mind. I don't even want to do that anymore. I'm gonna probably get hung up high.
You probably would.
I was gonna say do something to one of the barmaids, but yeah, I'm gonna get lynched.
Yeah, you're dead, dude. your life would be gone.
All right. You're marooned on a raft and the shark is actively biting it. It's not property damage in the normal sense. It's a direct threat to your survival. If the raft falls, you'll be in the water with a shark, which is a serious imminent danger to your life. Under those circumstances, any jurisdiction would treat self-defense action, including deadly force, against the shark
But-
is legally justified self-defense.
But, and listen to this. Here's the problem, Stormy.
Okay, yeah, I'm listening.
So, there are a couple problems here. So, one, the shark can be led away by dealing a certain amount of damage. You do not have to use deadly force. If you do a certain amount of damage, it will leave on its own.
If I do a certain amount of damage, like to the shark,
To the shark, yeah.
well, yeah, you're stabbing the shark to make it fuck off.
Yeah, but it's not deadly because you're not killing it.
No, but you're still... Wait, no, yeah, it is deadly force because you're using a spear and you're jabbing it.
But it's in the game. Unless you kill it, it's not deadly.
Oh, no, no, no. If it can kill, it's deadly.
But it can't kill.
The shark could kill, and the spear can kill too.
But it can't kill because it's not like in real life where I could stab you in the leg and it may kill you. This is a game where a shark has 150 life. As long as you don't break the 150 HP threshold, it cannot die. So if you do 149 damage to it, it is not deadly.
So let's go ahead and take that by your word. Does that mean that I could jab at it and Kevin will not cry animal abuse?
I mean, it's still
animal
animal
abuse.
abuse. You don't have to
He's
kill
like-
something to be animal abuse. Just like how you're not killing your rabbit, but you're stepping on it and abusing it,
I don't
right?
step on my rabbit
Yes, you do.
by accident.
You've
right?
said it multiple times.
So that's just
But
one of the
okay.
conditions here. So you don't even have to do any points of damage to the shark. So first of all, if you use shark bait,
Shark bait. Ooh,
you can just leave the shark away. You don't even have to hurt the shark at all.
So?
And you want to do the smell first?
So you're saying that I should use shark bait all the time to... Oh my god, Siri opened up.
Shark bait. Ooh, ha, ha.
You're saying I
What
should use
is-
shark bait all the time rather than...
It's not deadly force.
But you just said using a spear is not deadly force.
Yeah, but you're killing it.
Okay, so...
Technically, he's poking out with a spear.
I'm poking at it with a spear.
But he killed it.
Okay, well.
I think
Everything
Yeah.
is okay up until you killed it.
everything's okay until they kill the shark. Okay, so the...
I mean, it's still animal abuse, but it's not deadly force until you killed it, right?
So you're saying that if the shark continues to chomp away at my raft and I keep poking it, like, and then what that last poke manages to kill it, even though it wasn't my intention to kill the shark, that's deadly
That
force.
last poke is deadly force, yes.
But it's still justified
It-
according
it-
to this. It's still justified.
Only because it doesn't know that the shark will give up after a certain amount of damage. And you also have shark bait, which you can use.
But I
And
don't.
not only that, you have the ability to upgrade your raft. And if you upgrade the raft, it won't get attacked by sharks. Crazy, huh?
Yeah, but I didn't have shark bait, and I still don't have shark bait.
But you can make shark bait.
I know I can make shark bait, but I don't have it.
But you can make shark bait quite
It's-
easily.
it's still
And you can
justified.
also upgrade your raft. All you do is just upgrade the raft.
I already did upgrade the raft.
Right.
So it sounds like to me you're saying, or you're asking now, why do I need to kill the shark when I jump into the water? Is that the question now?
No.
Okay. So
I mean,
what's the
that's
question?
never been the question. So the moment you jump into the water, you're in their property and they're using castle
Oh,
doctrine.
so
right, to
now when
kill
I
you.
jump into the water, I'm on his property. So he's not on
I
my.
mean, the water is always not your property.
So he's not. He's not on my. I'm not on his property as long as I'm staying on the raft. Is that what I'm understanding now?
Yeah, that's why the shark is not attacking you when
But
you're on the raft,
But
right?
when the shark was attacking me earlier, you're saying that he was justified in attacking my raft.
Well, yeah, this is like the fence situation. That's what I'm saying, right? So your fence is on my property, and I'm destroying it, right? Let's say if I was the shark, your fence is on my property. Does that make sense?
So then, if my neighbor was destroying my fence, I have the right to poke at him with a spear.
Non-deadly force.
You just said, yeah,
Remember?
you just said non-deadly force is it's non-deadly until he dies.
Yeah, that's the problem. So
But you don't
if
know what
I
they
was
know.
your neighbor and I'm a human, right? You don't know if that poke is going to kill me or not. So every poke is deadly force, right? But this is the game.
You said that it
where
was non-deadly earlier.
yeah,
Oh,
because
in the
in this game, that poke does 15 damage, or however much damage it does, and HPs are, if you go to 0 on HP, you're dead. If you're at 1 HP, you're still alive, right?
Yeah.
That's not how it works in real life, right?
No, yeah, now I get it. Yeah, you're comparing real life.
If you
to
get
the
bit
game.
by a mosquito and take like 0.00001 damage, if the mosquito has like
West
this-
now.
this disease that kills you, then you're fucking dead. That's deadly, right?
I mean,
So you're
if there's
saying-
enough mosquitoes doing that 0.001 damage, no time blood lost.
But like he said, if this mosquito was carrying West Nile virus.
Yeah, if you intentionally release a mosquito with West Nile virus to your neighbor and have it poke it, then it's deadly force,
Oh my
probably.
That is concerning at that point. How are we getting to the point of the West Nile virus?
Also, you have to really train that mosquito to go and poke
How
the
did we
neighbor.
go this far?
Well, either way, all you have to do is just reinforce the outer edge of your raft with foundation on it.
I mean, I already did that, and problem solved. If you're getting to the point in why I'm still killing Bruce, that
Yeah, so then it's not attacking your raft anymore.
well, it's because I have to. That is because I have to go down and get some materials on the island that I need, and I would like to do that without the shark biting me.
Let's get this hunt going.
Not on your island though.
Not on the what?
This is not your island though.
I never said it was my island. I just said I was getting resources that I need.
So you're stealing from the islands.
Oh yeah, I always said that I was plundering an island.
He's just said it recently because he couldn't defend himself.
No, I said earlier that I was a pirate.
Guilty.
Are
Oh shit, this spear's not strong enough to kill Bruce. I mean,
okay.
I need a.
This should be my tier up quest too.
I need
So
to,
I should be able to hit the next hunter rank. Tier.
Maybe I should ask that question next. If I need to get off the raft to get some material that I need, is it better to kill the shark so it doesn't bother me, or is it better to try and deter it with shark bait? Let me see.
So am I attempting to stop something with deadly force whenever I'm using a bow to stop them?
I'm gonna give you a really stupid answer. It depends on if that bow has an arrow.
So here's the problem, Stormy. And let's put this, let's make this analogy in real life in your situation. So what's happening here is that you have your raft, which is your property. Okay, let's
Uh-huh.
say that your raft is your housing property. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and the ocean is my property.
Well,
Okay,
you know,
and the island is the property
find
next
here.
door to me. Okay, so let's think of this like a row of houses.
Uh-huh.
Your house is on the left, mine is in the middle, and the island house is on the right side. So you're crossing through my property to get to the island property, right? And I have every right to attack you because you're on my property.
And he is
And then-
Aquaman, protector of the deep.
I actually got the perfect defense for that, Niji, and you can't do anything about it.
What's the defense here?
I have an
He's a nomad.
I have an implied easement.
Where's the easement? Show me.
If I can't get to that property without crossing yours, I have an implied easement to get over there. Now you just said get to the other property, right?
Where's my bird bringing me? What the hell?
But still, you're trying to...
So, an implied easement is a right to use someone else's land for a specific purpose, even though it is not written
But not
down in a
land sea.
deed or contract. So, the problem here is, why do you need an easement to
Oh my
go
god,
to
what the
someone
hell?
else's property that you're not legally allowed to be on?
That's not where I wanna be.
Oh, well now you're changing it to you're not legally allowed to be on.
I mean, you're plundering. You're not legally allowed to be there anyways. You said you're plundering. Plundering is illegal.
Yeah, you just said you just gave the analogy of the houses and just said, well, I need to get over to the third house, but in order to do that I need to cross over to yours. And I just said, oh, I got a defense for that. It's an implied easement.
Yeah, but
Oh, God.
that's the scenario. You're a thief. You're plundering, or well, you're a pirate, I guess. Self-proclaimed pirate. You're basically a thief going from your house on the left to the third person's house on the right. Right? You're
Actually,
a thief,
hang on.
and you want passage through my house to get through that person's house.
So no, hang on. I think I just realized something that I think you're both forgetting. Don't you guys technically need to go under Mariner laws at this point too? Because isn't there like a completely different rule set whenever it comes to being out in the ocean?
It's just he was using the scenario of houses,
let's
so that's
I know,
why
but I'm just saying at this point.
It's time to go to ChatGPT.
I know
Okay,
you're
okay,
just
okay.
throwing. Okay,
Okay.
you want me to ask that? Okay.
No, you can keep playing. I'm asking right now.
Another
Yeah, at this point, it's like I feel like we're forgetting something very important here.
By the way, Niji, I'd like to ask you something very basic. What exactly is your end goal? Are you trying to?
You are still subject to the laws of your flag, even though in international waters, just so you know.
This law? You mean this flag?
I don't know what flag you're waving, but you know, whatever flag you got, you're also subject to that as well as the international waters.
So this flag is a pirate flag. So I'm suggesting myself to my pirate rules.
I also want to point out that if I remember correctly, that pirating is actually illegal.
Well, yeah. Also, raising the Jolly Roger is pretty much you saying that you intend to commit crimes.
Oh, that is a very interesting break.
I do want to get into
You are
Jolly.
a criminal scum.
I do want to get into Jolly Roger after this conversation, if it ever ends, though. Though, my ultimate question to you, Niji, is if you're trying to get me to make peace with a shark. Which kind of sounds similar to a scenario I asked you about the ants, and you're asking me
Yeah,
if
do that.
there's a peaceful solution to that. I forgot what that was, though.
What the? Why did you all save him?
Oh shit! Hey Niji, I just noticed that a great white shark is a protected species.
Oh baby, you guys just keep adding more and more to this.
Guilty.
Well, actually, to be fair, I'm the one who added the Mariner Law bullshit to it, so
And now I found out
that
that
was my fault.
now I find out that the great white shark is protected.
Oh, is there a reason you decided that I wasn't playing engine enough? Okay, I'm very sorry. I did not respect your game. And I still do not respect your game.
All right. So I brought this up to ChatGPT. So the bottom line of the scenario is: first, Stormy, you're guilty of trespass and potentially piracy if you're taking goods, but you have already taken goods, so you're guilty of both trespass and piracy. The shark is guilty of unlawful use of deadly force.
So there's
Where
what you're
is-
telling me is that there's no real winner here.
Oh, hell no, everybody fucking loses this. Everyone's fucking retarded.
Though then again, yeah, I should have known there's no real winner to begin with.
What is this engine app doing? Are we telling me what this freaking dinosaur is doing?
Oh, I remember that. Hunting these dinosaurs, which were not
And now,
dinosaurs but
okay,
monsters.
an additional problem here is that this whole bottom line is on the basis that you're not using any force every time you go into the ocean to go to the island, right? So the problem here is that you're killing the shark
Why should you here?
every time you go to the island, or whenever, really. So
It's just the shark attacks first. The shark always attacks first.
okay, let me
And
change
we're
it
gonna
up
start
then.
using traps. I think I'm at the point where I would rather make this easier on myself.
And I'm also at the point that I'm already used to the shark attacking me first, so I
Alright,
just
Angel Math. Let's
get
play
ready
this
to
game.
attack the shark.
All right, let me change the scenario. Let's see. We're in a greater area where self-defense law collides with trespass law. Let's break it down. All right, let's see. Bottom line: if the middle boat owner attacks you non-lethally, killing them is legal. If the middle boat owner attacks you with deadly force, you might argue self-defense, but courts would most certainly reject it since you're the trespasser who created the danger. In practice, you likely be charged with murder or piracy with
This
violence.
shove trap, really good idea.
There we go.
So you're saying that if you were the shark, you'd be guilty of
Nothing.
assault with a deadly weapon.
No, nothing.
You said earlier he was guilty of unlawful use of deadly force.
Yes, only if you did not attack him. So the first scenario is that you're peacefully going to the island, right?
Uh-huh.
And they are attacking you every time you peacefully go to the island. But the next scenario is that you're attacking them. But then you brought up, oh, they're attacking me first. So then I changed it to, if the shark attacks me first, and I kill them in response, because you're killing the shark every time they attack you, right?
Uh-huh.
So this scenario is you cross to the island using the ocean. The shark attacks you, and you kill it in self-defense, okay?
Uh-huh.
The bottom line is you might argue self-defense, but courts would reject it because you're the trespasser who created the danger. So you would be charged with murder or piracy with violence. And in this case, probably both because you committed piracy.
Does it specifically says that the shark is not charged with anything?
Let me ask, okay.
Because if not,
What
then
will the middle boat owner be charged? I mean, they'll be dead. How could they be charged with anything if they're dead?
Because they attacked first.
Okay, okay. What will they be charged with when?
Right, back up into it.
I feel like somebody should just play some more of the Death by AI thing.
Oh yeah, Death by AI. The Raft edition.
All right, I'm asking them what will they be charged with when I kill them due to self-defense. Okay, so it hinges on the fact that you're the trespasser. Okay, bottom line, you would be charged with homicide, piracy, and violence. They would not likely face charges at all since they're defending their property against an intruder or their vessel against an intruder.
Wait, it sounds like
Even if they shot first, the law overwhelmingly favors the vessel owner in this scenario, or the property owner in this scenario.
I thought I was the vessel owner. What?
You own the vessel, but the shark owns the ocean. So you are
Okay,
trespassing into the ocean, and you're claiming self-defense even though you're trespassing into the ocean.
But how did you ask it? Because it sounds like I crossed somebody else's vessel. That's what it kind of sounds like.
Yes. So I asked it in that you're on a vessel, the shark owns the property of the land, of the ocean, and you're trying to go onto an island that neither of you guys own, and it's just unknown owner of an island. Okay? So you're trying to commit piracy and plundering on that island, but you're crossing the ocean which the shark owns.
What if I were to ask on my end? Because I already asked it if if I was on a raft and the shark was attacking it, and I used deadly force to defend my raft.
But it doesn't know the rest of the prerequisites, right?
What prerequisites are you adding? That the fact the shark owns the ocean?
That it's not deadly force until you that if you hit the shark enough, it'll leave. That it's not that has a certain amount of HP, and that you're killing it just for the sake of killing it.
Oh yeah, no.
That you could use shark bait to not have it attack. You could use you could upgrade your raft, which you did, to not have it attack your raft. So it's no longer attacking your raft. You said yourself that your raft is upgraded that it doesn't attack your raft anymore.
Yeah, but now I'm trying to get to an island, so I'm gonna add the situation. I need to get to the island, but I don't want the shark biting me. Would I be justified in killing the shark?
Add to the prerequisites that you're trying to plunder and pillage an island. But you like to not get attacked by its inhabitants, nor the shark that is stopping you from going to the island.
Okay, so I come across an island, but I don't want the shark biting at me.
And you have access to shark bait. Don't forget about that.
I don't have access to shark bait. I never did.
You do have access to shark bait.
I don't.
You do have access to shark bait.
I mean, okay, you want me to add that I have access to shark bait? Okay.
If you have access, if you can make it, and you have the ingredients to make it, you have access to it.
Okay, I'll go ahead and add that.
That's like saying that, oh, I don't have any water next to me right now, but I can just go downstairs and get it from a sink.
Okay.
But I don't have access to it.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. I also don't want any hostile inhabitants of the island attacking me. Inhabitants. Okay, right there, I need to get materials from the island.
Oh, that's tough.
gonna put this last.
That was a bad mess up. That was a really bad mess up. That was a really bad mess up.
Okay. I come across an island which has some material I could really use in order to upgrade my raft to make it safer and more hospitable. But I don't want the shark biting at me to get to the island. I also don't want any hostile inhabitants of the island attacking me. I have access to shark bait. Is it justifiable to use deadly force on the shark and the islanders in order to access the material I need? That's what I'm asking. Here we go. This is a really important distinction. Let's break it down.
Break it down. What are we breaking down? Where is the TLDR at the bottom?
It's at the very bottom. Give me a...
There should be a TLDR, like a bottom line or something.
Yeah. It has several of them. Okay, it has legal and moral bottom line. Shark. Deadly force is justified only if it's actively endangering your life. Otherwise, distraction, bait, avoidance is lawful and ethical choice. Islanders. Deadly force is not justified unless they clearly and immediately threaten your life or safety. Killing them for resources out of precaution would be unlawful. In short, shark, yes, but only in active self-defense. Islanders, absolutely not unless they attack first. So, shark attacked first, so active self-defense. And islanders...
Not true, because you have access to shark bait, which it brought up. You get distracted.
But
It's not going to attack you if you use shark bait.
It attacked me first, though.
But it won't attack you if you use shark bait.
If I use shark bait.
Go ask it. Go ask
Hold
it.
on.
So,
Let me go back up because it broke it down.
Just add it. Just
Let's
say
go.
like,
Hold on. Let's
I
go.
could use shark bait to have it not attack me. Is it still justifiable?
Okay, here's the breakdown because I'm going to the long to read instead of the too long to read. If the shark is actively threatening you, e.g., biting the raft or attempting to attack you in the water, using deadly force is self-defense justified under the principle of immediate danger of life. If the shark is not actively attacking you, but you just want to kill it to make it safer or more easier to travel or more convenient, it no longer counts as immediate self-defense. That would likely be justified under wildlife or general self-defense laws since there isn't an immediate threat. Or imminent. Either way. Imminent, immediate.
So I would say that there is no imminent...
Okay, well here comes the bait part. Alternative and legally safer, using bait to distract the shark while you move to the shore would be the more justifiable approach if it isn't actively trying to kill you at that moment. So,
It isn't actively killing. If you use shark bait, it is not actively killing you.
though I would say that it was actively killing me if it was biting my raft.
But it's not biting your raft. We talked about this. You even said yourself that it's not biting your raft anymore.
I'm gonna circle back to that, and I'll add that.
Oh, it died.
Okay.
Your raft is now indestructible and does not get bitten by sharks.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back to that. Okay. The island inhabitants. This is a much more serious issue. You are not justified in using deadly force against people preemptively just because they might be hostile. Self-defense law anywhere requires imminent unlawful threat to your life. That means that they must actually attack or credibly threaten you first. Killing islanders to access resources or based on fear that they might be hostile would be legally seen as, oh my god, murder or unlawful killing, not self-defense.
Yeah. And remember we talked about this. If you kill someone trespassing on their territory and but they're attacking you, and you're saying it's self-defense. That is murder.
Is that what it said?
Body.
Yeah, murder
Yeah.
or unlawful killing.
It is homicide, piracy with violence, and they will not face, most likely, not face charges at all. Since
But it's not homicide if I'm not killing humans. I'm killing a shark and what was the other thing? A bird and a boar.
okay, piracy with violence. There we go.
Piracy with violence.
Piracy
Okay.
with violence.
I was gonna circle back to something. What was it? The shark and the bait, or something like that. Ah, you know what? I eat
You're
the.
guilty.
I don't know.
I eat the shark. Would it be justifiable to kill the shark and harvest its meat to survive?
But do you need its meat to survive?
Yes, because that's what I live off of.
But you have plants.
I have.
I
the
don't have
device.
plants. The only
You have
plant-
grass right there.
The only
the grass.
that's that's for my animals and my animals only. If I were to eat,
Oh yeah, we need to bring up
if I were to eat
bring up
their
another thing. If
food-
you kidnapped animals for your own survival, is that legal?
I didn't kidnap them for my own survival. At least not. Well, actually, yeah, maybe I did because they made armor out of their fur. So it's just the goats I haven't really used yet. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'll ask that question. Hold on. First, would it be justifiable to kill the shark and harvest its meat to survive? That's a much cleaner scenario and treated differently than the Islanders' case. Killing a shark for survival. If you're
What's your
maroon-
other food sources besides a shark?
And then Dushigama.
Is there any other? Because I remember you could like have trees and grow plants in this game.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm extending. You see, that is why I'm extending my raft so I could start growing trees and fruits and create my own food. It's just in order to do that, I need resources from the island and skimming across the surface. And the island, especially because I need all that scrap metal and I need the shark off my ass. As of right now, I don't have that. I just have the shark to harvest its meat. And it bothers me anyway, so might as well kill the shark. So until I get those plants
So-
running, I'm sure.
Looking at Reddit and some of the wiki, it seems like one of the most popular foods for Raft is vegetable stew, which you can grow from potatoes and beets.
Oh yeah, I have that on my list here. Vegetable soup.
Yeah, and they're the fastest to grow, and it's easy to make and cheap. And you haven't started doing it at all. You've just been murder hoboing.
Well, yeah, because I don't have my plants up and running yet.
Yeah, because you've been too busy murder hoboing.
No. I've been too busy upgrading my boat. In order to upgrade my boat, I need these islands. In order to get to these islands, I need to get rid of the shark. At the same time, the shark feeds me. It's a win-win situation.
Murder hoboing.
Murder hoboing.
Murder! Hobo!
And again, look at this, Niji. Fucking battery is all out of juice. God, this thing is useless. Ugh.
Oh,
Let's
have
talk
a video.
let's talk to ChatGPT about it too.
What, throwing a battery in the ocean?
Yeah, throwing some battery in the ocean, plundering islands.
I need to make a new battery.
You?
Yes.
Yeah, he needs more batteries to throw in the ocean.
Oh, I got enough of those. I just need to get rid of them.
Oh, you already have too many batteries in the ocean?
No, I don't have enough batteries in the ocean. Look at this. Where's my trash can? Look, I have all these damn batteries. I need to get around to throwing them out. Okay, what was I doing anyway? I need to... Okay, I need to get, scrap metal. In order to do that, I need to get that shark off my ass. Oh yeah, I cannot make... I don't have access to shark bait because I have no fish. Though, I could play your game, and I could try to harvest this material without killing the shark. But if the shark attacks me, I'm gonna have to fight back.
LVR, story is guilty. Oh, we know.
Of something. Though I still say I'm just an honest man trying, or I'm just a man trying to make a living. By the way, there is one thing I didn't bother looking up, and that is if the shark just stays with the raft. Like, even if I was... Oh, look at that. It's not staying away from the raft. Okay, Niji, look. See? It's attacking me first. I was minding my own business, and this son of a bitch starts attacking me. I say, Bruce, I don't want any harm. He says no. He wants to nom. Oops. I missed it. There, I stabbed it. Okay, let's see. It's not about property defense, it's about survival necessity. And a lot of this falls under necessity, so it's necessary to kill the shark. Otherwise,
But it's not, though, because it's alternative food sources.
I need it to survive. I don't have plants running yet, so... In most countries,
But you have the seed.
International maritime law, I don't have the pot.
Look at your chest. What other foods do you have?
Oh shit! Oh wait, I'm hungry. I need to eat my shark. I'll eat this radish for right now. I have these beets, but they don't really give me too much. Satiation, whatever the anti-hunger thing is. So I just picked up some palm seeds. I have plenty of those, and some pineapple seeds. I don't know if I have those. Well, ethically, it's also a widely accepted moral philosophy. But what if Bruce isn't dead? He's just stunned.
Is that
You're harvesting their meat.
Yeah. It's just gonna lose some weight. That's it. But still, it comes back to the end game. Like, what's your end game to get me to make peace with a shark? Even though the shark doesn't want to make peace with me.
I mean, why do I care?
Because you keep saying that I murder sharks.
You do.
You do?
Yeah, and?
You know, sometimes, like, when you live in a neighborhood, not all your neighbors are gonna like you.
So then the neighbor decides to come over with an army of soldiers. I need to give him flowers?
I may help your odds.
I'll make a flower cannon. It could also be like that Daffy Duck cartoon where he fired a non-lethal bullet to that Martian's ship. Oops, I'm full. And it said, surrender or be blasted into a gajillion pieces or something like that. And then the Martian sends a return bullet and it explodes on him. Shit, I didn't even check my own chat. Oh shit. Need you to not just see something that I didn't notice. I got 4 pieces of shark meat, not 8, just 4. Oh shit. You didn't see that either. Da, 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 da. By the way, have you ever tried shark meat?
I have.
How is it?
I don't like it.
Oh,
It's pretty tough.
maybe it's because the whole shark's tough. Something like that. You know, I could say this. The first time I ran into that bird, I didn't think nothing on it until it started dropping rocks on me. So, I mean, I could technically argue that's justified if I need to kill the bird. Okay. On to the next one. Can I bring something else up? It might have something to do with property and stuff like that. Still there, Niji? Oh, Kevin
Yep.
stopped playing. Okay, so let's say that this kid who does chores or left for him by his parents on sticky notes. One of those chores was to go over to one of his neighbor's property, which was of another kid who his chores were to tending to his parents' farm animals. The earlier kid goes over to the farmer's kid and takes his pig and puts it in a suit. Question is, will the farmer's kid be justified in punishing the other kid somehow for doing that?
So the question is, if your neighbor dresses your pig in a suit, can I punish my neighbor for it?
Yes.
No?
You don't think he should be punished for that then? So it's just
I don't,
5.
I'm not saying that he shouldn't be punished. I'm saying that you shouldn't be the one punishing him.
And why is that? I'm just wondering now what your
You're
justification
taking
is.
why do you have to take the law in your hands?
Well, you were mentioning crossing a neighbor's property and that neighbor shooting you, so why does that person?
I mean,
why does this shark have
That
to take
doesn't mean that
the law in his
it
hands?
has to happen in all scenarios, right?
So then, why is this shark trying to take the law in his hands? That being said, I should kill
Everyone's
the shark.
different. Right? I'm not saying that you always have to do it.
Well, tell that to the shark. I mean, my God. What am I even doing wrong? I just slipped in his water. I still doubt it's even his water. Oh shit. Is that a major island? I think I see a shop there. Oh no, that was just my connection. There's still something up there. That's weird. I've never seen this type of island.
This is from Reiki.
Why? Why?
Reiki and a Belgian with Rathalos in the country symbol. So we need to go murder a Reikian.
A Rakan? Or Raken?
Huh?
As you call it?
I said Raytheon. I
Oh,
said Raytheon. What?
Raytheon. I thought you meant the Rakan. I was going like, dude, are you crazy?
No.
The Great Khan disapproves of your actions.
I'm going to say I'm pretty sure I can easily hunt a Raytheon, my guy.
Yeah, Raytheon, yeah, I understand that.
I don't know well. I think I'm gonna go to bed.
can grab it. I can, I guess.
Maybe we should get the box first. What do you want? You let's go with it. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Alright, I'll go get you something. Give me a second. Let me just find a safe spot to lounge in. Oh, fuck. Okay, this will work. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask about the whole kidnapping thing. And then I want to see what else it has, or what else it said. Oh, Niji. Kidnapping only applies to
Mhm.
humans. So I didn't kidnap these animals. Alright. Shoving right off again. Oh shit. Almost fell off. Oh, I didn't finish getting all the wood.
So what animals do you have?
I got 3 goats and a llama and what looks like an alpaca. Alright. I think I got the deck complete.
If I go to an island and take home goats, alpacas, and llamas without knowing if they have owners, will I run into any legal problems? Yes, you'd almost certainly run into serious legal problems. Here's why. Number 1, ownership presumption. Domesticated animals are legally considered property if they're an island. Even if no one is around, the law presumes someone owns them. Taking them without permission equals theft of livestock, which is often a felony. Number 2, trespass and conversion. If the island is private land, you'd also be committing trespass and possibly conversion, taking someone else's property unlawfully. If it's government land, you could face federal or state charges for livestock removal. Number 3, animal welfare and agriculture laws. Transporting animals without proper permits can violate biosecurity, animal transport, and quarantine laws.
For your question or your
Number 4,
accusation,
what if they're
was-
feral? Even if the animals appear abandoned or feral, that does not make them free. Many islands have herds deliberately left to roam, but they still legally belong to someone.
Your accusation
Bottom-
was that I was kidnapping them, and I wasn't.
Wrong term. Okay, I'm not a legal. I don't have a legal degree. Okay, I might not be using the correct terms for everything.
Well, I don't use
Bottom
the correct terms
line-
for everything too.
Taking goats, alpacas, or llamas. See, the problem here is not that you're using the wrong term for something. The problem here is that you have animals that you do not own aboard your ship. And the bottom line is taking goats, alpacas, or llamas home from an island without knowing their ownership will likely count as theft of livestock, trespass, and possibly illegal transport of animals.
Let's see.
So, what do you want to bring up as a counterpoint?
Hold on, I'm looking at the rest of mine. So no, it's not kidnapping. In survival situation on uninhabited islands. Okay. The question now becomes, is the island inhabited if it's only inhabited by a bird and a boar? Which I'll go ahead and ask.
But I brought this up already.
Yeah, you brought up the boar and the bird were
No,
inhabitants
no,
of the
here it
island.
is. No. Here this is. Condition 4, I just said it like 1 minute ago. So condition 4, what if they're feral? Even if the animals appear abandoned or feral, that does not make them free. Many islands have herds deliberately left to roam, but they still legally belong to someone.
That doesn't make sense because feral means that they're unowned, yet it's claiming that they have ownership.
So, there are real world examples, such as the feral goats of Hawaii. They are indeed feral, but they're being
Oh.
actively managed.
You know what? It's asking me if it would like to outline laws. You know what? I'm gonna say yes to that. Okay. Legal doctrine. Necessity. In laws, there's a concept known as the doctrine of necessity. It allows otherwise unlawful acts if they're only reasonable way to preserve life. Example, eating otherwise protected species when stranded at sea, or even the grim 19th century shipwreck where cannibalism was sometimes legally defended as
All right.
necessary.
But didn't you just say earlier that a couple of the animals you have not done anything with, and one of the animals or two of the animals you used to make armor, not even clothing for temperature, armor.
Isn't
Which-
armor technically clothing?
But you're not using it for like temperature or something. You're just using it to make protective clothing
Protective
when
clothing,
no one's
yeah.
attacking you.
Oh no, there's plenty that attack me. Remember that the shark, the boar, and the
Okay?
bird.
So
yeah.
the boar and the bird, you're trespassing on someone else's island. The shark, you're trespassing into the ocean.
Okay, you know what? Now I'm gonna ask: would I be trespassing in the shark's water, or on the boar or the bird's island?
But you don't know if the island or that part of the ocean is owned by anyone, right?
But you were telling me that I was trespassing on the shark's water, so you're telling me that the shark owned the sea.
It doesn't have to be the shark. Maybe the shark has an owner. Maybe those animals have an owner.
Well, then
Right.
why is the shark attacking me if this is not his sea then?
Maybe he has an owner, and his job is to protect the territory. the
Okay,
land,
now
the
you're
property,
really
right?
starting to stretch it.
It's like if I have a pet dog, and I train it to defend my plot of land, and you step into my plot of land, and it's defending my plot of land. Is it wrong? No.
So is it wrong?
Just like how I could have a pet shark. I'm saying, hey, defend this pool of water.
Actually, you can't have a pet shark. But yeah, I get your point. Still, does that mean that I could kill the shark?
It
if
is
it's attacking me?
technically possible and completely legal to have a pet shark. Depending on where you are.
It's not.
Of course, keeping it alive.
It's not legal. Wait, actually, no. Multi-state, it's not legal. Is it legal in Florida? Does Florida have a law that accepts that? It's because the shark is considered an animal with dangerous propensities.
Fish.
An exotic animal, if you will.
It depends.
Like here,
It's literally a fish.
it's illegal to own. It's illegal to own an alligator, and it's even more illegal to own an alligator egg.
so,
Anyway,
for
we're
example, obviously,
getting off
a great white
topic,
shark, great white shark, illegal, right?
Uh-huh.
But I can own rainbow sharks, torpedo sharks, bala sharks, harlequin sharks, red-tailed black sharks. If I have a saltwater tank, I can have a cat shark, a bamboo shark, a horn shark, epaulette shark, Japanese wobbegong shark,
Well, thank you for
black tip or white tip shark.
well, thank you for confirming that this is nobody's shark, because if somebody were to own this shark, that would be illegal. Therefore, I think I'm
But this is in
justified.
Raft. This is not the U.S.
Well,
You said
that means that, well, if this is Raft, then it's perfectly fine to kill the shark.
How do you know that?
I mean, I didn't get penalized for it. In fact,
Don't worry, they're on their way.
in fact, I got benefited for it because I get meat in return every time I kill it.
They're on their way.
Well, I should start running them. I need to show off. Did I get everything I needed from this island? I think I did. Yeah. Over the seas.
Also,
let's
How do you know
go.
that it's a great white shark?
Oh, it's a great white shark.
How do you know?
I can answer that right now. There you go.
Generally referred to as a great white shark. It is not officially classified as a specific species.
Where does it say that?
On the same AI interview, same AI overview that you're looking at. It's just mine is in light mode.
Wow, I was actually right. The shark's actually named Bruce.
Yeah, it is that is Bruce's nickname. Like, even see in your AI overview right there. But the problem is the species of the shark is never mentioned. It's just speculated that it is a great white shark.
Why did it need to be
But-
a great white shark again?
You said it is, and I'm saying that it's never said.
Yeah, but what does it need to be a great white shark?
I don't know. You tell me. I never said it had to be a great white shark. I'm saying that it might not be a great white shark. You're saying it is a great white shark.
Okay, I remember. Because of the ownership thing.
Yeah, but it might not be a great white shark.
And what
Just like how
could
people
it be?
are wrong. A lot of people are wrong about a lot of things.
So what could the shark be?
Could be anything.
Well, it's best to kill it though, especially if it's in Raft. Let me see. Is it? Hold on, there's a video. Ah. Oh, the shark's head is needed for biofuel? I didn't even know that. Well, hey, more reason to kill the shark and eat the shark's head.
Just say you want to be a murder hobo, bro.
I want to be a pirate. What am I doing wrong?
You're a murder hobo.
What is a murder hobo anyway? Just a homeless guy that kills?
So a murder hobo is describing someone who engages in excessive violence and looting with no clear in-game motivation or goal beyond causing chaos and destruction. Pirates, however, are motivated by profit and strategic objectives, right?
My strategic objective is survival, so
So the problem here is that you don't need to do a lot of the things you do for survival. So you're just a murder hobo.
I don't need to be okay. What was that again? I don't need to do many things that I do for survival.
Yeah. Are you saying that everything you do is for your own survival?
Not everything, but most of it.
Yeah. So you're a murder hobo.
So, in order to not be a murder hobo, I have to 100% need to do everything in my justification to survive.
Well, you murder things for
I don't
no
murder
good
people.
reason.
I'd like to have a second opinion on that.
Guilty.
Somebody other than Kevin.
There's your second opinion. You just weren't willing to take it.
I'd like to have a third opinion. Why isn't this? There it goes. I think we did something wrong here. Can you imagine yourself as a European for a quick second?
Okay.
If I was a beaver, would you like me?
If I was a beaver,
If I was a beaver, would you like me? And you're a European.
Why does he have to be European?
Cause the stat is quote unquote 9 out of 10 Europeans like beavers. I actually now want to look that up to see that's if there's truth to that.
why do they like beavers?
Let's see. Do 9 out of 10 Europeans like beavers? It's too challenging. It has to rely on public opinion. However, some studies suggest a general positive sentiment towards beavers in Europe, particularly among the general public and those who appreciate ecological benefits.
Bless you.
Thanks.
I think you need to restart. The nets are kind of off. Oh shit.
Alright. 11k more score and then I finished the count.
What happened?
I'm doing the more thunder thing.
Back to War Thunder.
Yeah, I decided I just gotta do it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
League games were not going too well, as you saw. Well,
Well, hey, Niji. I think I'm
Uh-huh.
done. I think I'm done extending the boat, finally.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just wondering about the bow, if I should put something fancy on the bow. Would it look goofy if I put this on the bow? I don't know if you're watching or what. I'm gonna do it to see how it looks. I think that's okay. All that hardwood went right to hardwood. Now, I guess I can continue with the chapter.
Mm-hmm.
But first, I think I want to build those plants. Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna need some railing too, right? Maybe it's not 100% complete yet. Still might be some stuff to do. Why do I all of a sudden feel like eating soup?
In real life or in game?
No, in real life. It's like a random craving of soup just came to life. Hey, kitty catto, skishu catto.
no abuse.
I'm not abusing, I'm just saying hey. What's so abusive about that? Hey, kitty catto, how you doing, kitty catto? Kitty catto? You such a kitty catto. I skish you. Skish you. Olympica stoccato quattro. Olympica stoccato quattro. Oh, shit. Oh, never mind. It's nothing. When did you even go out? Weren't you here earlier? Kick your ass, you know that? You leave him alone, or I kick your ass. So when I kick your ass, I kick it. I'm alone.
Ah. Well, I think I'm gonna head to bed.
Alright. Guess I'll go offline myself.
Not much happening.
Yep.
Nice chill day.
Yep.
We're clearly not bored enough to play League of Legends.
I was wondering
Am
why
I
I did
really
earlier, and I
ever not playing?
remembered, oh yeah, I watched the movie. I'm gonna watch the movie tomorrow, too. Alright. Good night, y'all.
Have a good night. Have fun.
take it. Being such a Wesco kitty catto you are. You Wesco bitch, you finally picked that up. Don't get anything this time, let's go ahead. Help, help, help. Send help. More help. All the help.
Okay, kitty cat. You want out?